Right, so what we're going to do today on this live is, if you remember the videos I posted this morning, we're talking about self-employment and how you can start a business with a £0. Zero, literally £0. That's what we're talking about. So I've got a couple of windows open. Let a few people come. I did say 6 o'clock, so when a few people join, we'll start. Five minutes ago. I give it 5 minutes. We said, fucking hell, no man. We're going to start talking about 5 minutes. Let a few people join. Send the link out. So basically what we're talking about is self-employment. How you can start your own business with £0. Literally £0, you know what I mean, man? I'm not saying you don't even need £10. That's what I did. I didn't even use £10 to do it. So if it's good for you, if you want to share that with somebody who needs it, it'd be good for them, you know. So basically what we're talking about is logos today, like branding, right? There's a lot of people who out here, business people, who basically still are in here, who advertise through here, live in here, right? And that basically means that these are customers to you, basically, right? Every single one of them, thousands of them, and these customers here are not digitally inclined. If they were digitally inclined, they wouldn't be in here. You know what I mean? The return on your investment from putting yourself in paper, it's so low. You know what I mean? Digitally, basically you'll be spending about 39 pence in here, and you'll be spending a penny doing the same marketing online, right? So that's what these people are missing. So if you start ringing this from one end to the other, you can have a very sustainable business. I use this till now every day. Do you know what I mean? Every day. I've got people here, my sales team, I find them 20-30 businesses a day that they got to ring. I find them 20-30 businesses that they got to write to, and by the end of the day usually we have 1 or 2 bites, always. Do you know what I mean? Hiya bro, how we doing? Is everybody okay? Well, I said 2 people, is everybody okay? Let some other people join. Everybody knew it was going to be A6. I sent a few links out, right? So when people come, we start discussing. They've got a laptop open here as well, with all windows open on it, you know what I mean? So I've got some windows with the different types of information. You know, some would show you where to sort of go to get the information for your logo. Then I'll show you where to go to actually make them. Then I'll show you how to get to the customers, and you know what sort of pitch to use, how to use it, why to use it, all that. Yeah. So 2 minutes. So I'm just, you know what? If it's one a year, I don't care. I'm gonna start telling you, people join, they join, they don't, they don't. You know. So I'll tell you where I'll start from. I'm gonna just turn this around just so you can see what I'm talking about. Right, 1 sec, sorry. Let me flip it if I can. I don't think I can I? Right. Okay. So basically, I'll tell you about it. Money milkers? Mommy milkers? Alright. Right, so basically, if you go to Google and you type in, so for example, when I done my own logo for Red Rabbit Marketing, when I done my logo, I Googled first marketing logo colours, right? A lot of stuff will come up. Okay, so if you're doing one for, say, a medical logo you need, right? So you like medical logo colors, a lot of stuff comes up. The best one is 99, there's a website called 99designs.co.uk, right? 2 more minutes, and you know what I mean, I'm gonna start telling you about it. She said 6 o'clock, so you don't know, somebody might come, they might not. Right? So basically, I tell you what I've got open here though on my laptop right now, right? So these are marketing logo colors worldwide. These are the colors that have been used in marketing logos worldwide, right? You can find this for any industry, right? 99 Designs has got a lot of them, okay? So for example, the two colors that I used within mine was one of those and one of those greens, right? So basically, this will give you an idea of what the world is doing. There's no point you spending thousands of pounds on certain research if somebody's already done it. Take advantage, you know what I mean, and the people who already have done it. I mean, I'll tell you what, I chose a red colour for my logo. Tell you where that came from. So there's a French marketing company that's been there 100 odd years, right? 95 years, I think. So after 75 years, they rebranded. 75 years later, they had the same colours for 75 years. 75 years later, they rebranded. And how did they rebrand? They just changed one colour. That was it. They only had one colour already, but they changed that colour. And 70 years later, they changed it to a certain red. Right, a certain red. Now that red, very close to two shades dimmer than that, is in my logo, right? So why would I go spend thousands of pounds researching this if that company's already done it? Jump on it, you know what I mean? Anything you can jump on, why not, right? So first thing first, so for example, right, let's start from the beginning. If you were going to do it, like I said, this here is going to be your best friend, right? When I started, like I said, he had holes in my clothes, like literal holes in my clothes, you know what I mean? Nothing. I had a pen and a paper. These actually are the leaflets that are first printed, first leaflets. There wasn't even anything to do with marketing on it. It was just outdoor marketing, right? But that wasn't until I got my first client. And the first client I got, like I said, I went with the holes in my clothes to 70, 80 takeaways. I kept talking about billboards, this much and you can get them, this much you can get them, till somebody took them. When they took them, then I took the money from that commission and went and basically got an office and got all the rest of the stuff. So it started off with nothing, a pen, paper and me, that's it. You know what I mean? Today, like I'll walk you around my offices here, I've got 4 or 5 offices here, we've got all sorts going on. And these books here started it for me, right? So this book, if you start from the beginning and start ringing, you see, like I said, when you look at these people in here, especially the ones that are in these boxes, right? So you always have these special boxes, right? These people have paid thousands of pounds to be in a book. Do you think this is relevant in 2021? Do you find numbers from this, right? You don't, but they're on it because that's the only choice they've got. Nobody's turned up at their doorstep yet. You know what I mean? Yet, that's why they're in here. When somebody turns up and they tell them the returns you can get by doing digital marketing, it completely change their mind, you know what I mean? And you're going to have to talk them into it. You're meant to talk them into it, I do, you know what I mean? So, for example, I'll tell you, why is a logo important for the business? Good to see you as well, my brother. What's not working, my bro? Hiya. Saj, what's not working, my brother? See, the thing is, Saj, right, as well, bro, you know when people say this is not working, it's not working, I always blame myself. Do you know what I mean? If something's not working, I blame myself. I'm at work today, right? Okay? I had a couple of people, they left at 5:30, yeah? Now, if I didn't earn enough money today, it's not either one of their fault. You always got to put the blame with yourself. You know? No, bro, it's not going to... well, when we say everybody, right? it's not for everybody. It can be, do you know what I mean? Because you've got to be digitally inclined yourself. You've got to be able to make a logo yourself. You've got to have a certain amount of pizzazz when you talk, you know what I mean? You're going to have a certain amount of charisma when you talk to people, right? So like I said, there's 36 businesses we're going to lay out. This one maybe isn't for everybody, right? Nothing's for everybody, is it? But if you're working for somebody, if you've got a boss, you've got to turn up and listen to another grown-ass man, right? And you're sick of it and you don't want to do that, believe me, bro, it works. And this book here, isn't it? This is not everything. I'll tell you what else, right? So leaflets come through your door, right? Again, they're not digital. Look at them companies on those leaflets. Who's posting leaflets in 2021 through your door? They cut a tree down, you get to put it in the bin, right? Who's doing that? It's people who haven't got another way, right? Back of the buses, look at the buses, people who are on the back of that, right? Those companies, you know how much it costs to be in the back of a bus? You know how many people I have stole from back of the buses, right? So I went to the bus station, I took the pictures of back of the buses, every company on it, I rang them and I said, right, if you go digital route, this is how much it'll cost you. But you've got to talk, you know what I mean? I had to say to them, this is what it's costing you now. I knew their figures, you know what I mean? So I'm going to them and I'm saying, right, your marketing at the moment is costing you £90,000 a year, right? This part of it. How about if I done this for you for 40,000, and not only that, within that you're going to catch 3 times the amount of people, right? So it's not just about this book, it's about finding the right type of people. The book does the job. Bro, the book does the job, but I'm talking about return on your investment, right? So do you know how, I know these figures, bro, it's my business, right? So, you know, the return in here for your payment is about 36 pence, right? So 36 pence might get you a lead, right? On Facebook adverts, I've got it down to 0.5, half a penny I'll get a lead for digitally. That's a massive, that's 87 times, not 87%, 87 times the difference, right? So it's not about the million old people who'll go in here and look. It's about the other 59 million people in the UK who would go online to look, right? So we trying to convert them. Do you know what I mean? So, but if you basically think that this book is working in this day and age, my brother, you've got to do a little bit of research and you'll find out it's really not. Yeah, that's what I just said. It's about the ROI. You can't measure it on paper and bus stops. Yeah, of course you can. You think bus stops they give out without measuring it? If you go on, what they called now, they've just changed their name. What they called again, man? It's a big media company, man. They've got half of them. They got half of the billboards. Then there's Prime Site. They have the other half. But this one I'm talking about, bro, there's reports on their website that show you, you know, it can't be just a billboard. It has to be a 17-week campaign. People have to see it 7 times to start taking note. It wouldn't happen like in a second. You know what I mean? It's a 7 times sort of thing. Yeah, bro. Well, this is, look, I started doing billboards 2.5 years ago, my bro, when I started. That's what I was doing, billboards, bus stops and things like that. Their reps came and seen me. You know, the reps showed me the return on investment and how much it is. Usually you do see big companies on them. That's because billboards work quite well for brand building, you know, just for building the brand. We're not trying to build a brand, you're actually trying to pull customers in. So brand build will be, what I'm talking about is like McDonald's, just flash, yeah, just flash. They just want to flash their name to you maybe 50 times here and there in a year that you're taking. They don't care where it happens. They don't care about the location. They just want to flash that to you, you know. So when you look at it like that, they do work, but it's all about the cost, my brother. It all comes down to the cost. I'll give you an example. When I first started doing Facebook adverts, I put thousands and thousands of pounds in it, and the returns I was getting was about 20 pence a lead, right? You can bring that down all the way to, you know, 0.5 pence. I brought it down to. Yeah, those is what, bro, look, it's not a one-prong attack, you know what I mean? You can't just do this and you can't just go approach them, or you can't just approach them. You can't have one source for your business, right? You've got to have streams and you've got to have contingencies, and the only way you're going to have contingencies is basically by having other avenues and revenues, right? So what I'm saying is, grab 2 people a day from here, grab 2 people from back of a bus, grab 2 people from a billboard, grab 3 people by phoning, grab another 2 people by going and seeing them, make 5 calls, send 10 emails. I'm just telling you what works for me to get 10 grand a month. Do you know what I mean? I can sit here and earn 10 grand a month just by doing everything I've said to you, basically. Yeah, it's, there's no right and wrong. Walaikum Assalam. There's no right and wrong way either, bro. You know what I mean? There is no right and wrong way either. All you've got is different people trying different approaches. None of them are wrong, none of them are right. Some might have a better returns for you, others might have better returns for somebody else. You know what I mean? I like talking to people, so when I'm sat in front of somebody, it's very rare that they'll walk away without buying something, right? But if I was an introvert and it really wasn't my thing, then I could start writing to them on social media, I could start writing to them on email. So, there's means and ways just to get around it, and it depends who you are, it depends what you're looking for. Yeah, all sorts, bro. Everybody. You know what I mean? Like I said, these apne businesses, I went to a few of them, but I'll be honest with you, bro. That's not really where my things came from. They came from Facebook adverts to admins of business pages, right? These new businesses didn't really have the money to pay. Like, I've just finished a job for Access Healthcare. They've been around a while. It's a multivitamin company. It was a 25 grand job, but it's not just that 25 grand job. It's an ongoing job. We've got monthly contracts with them, and we can keep moving forward like that. So there's a lot of big companies. I'll tell you one I'm working with now, Easy Life, they're called, right? So Easy Life is a massive company. They work with older people, so they send catalogs out to over 55s. They got no digital presence, but they send 2.4 million catalogs out a year, right? So I'm getting them digitalized now, basically. So we're creating a website for them, making a solution, like a web development solution and a marketing solution for them. Yeah, for who, bro? So these are all ways, bro, all different ways. You know what I mean? You can pick that phone up, you can say top 10 roofers in Middlesbrough, for example. I'm in Middlesbrough, so I'll say Middlesbrough, right? So when I look at them top 10 roofers, I'll just go down that list, see who hasn't got a website, see who hasn't got a logo, see who needs what. I've got pitches already saved in Word document, different ones. So I've got a different pitch for somebody who might not have a website. I've got somebody else, something else for somebody who hasn't got a video. I've got something else for somebody who hasn't got a logo. So we fit that pitch. Either we send them it through social media, sometimes email, sometimes I'll phone them and talk to them about it, sometimes you drop in. Do you know what I mean? It's a mixture of everything. These are all your different avenues to bring the customer in. And that's every day, same thing I tell my salespeople. You know what I mean? You don't want to rely on anything. We had one company that was actually giving us 40-50% of our business. I consciously turned away from that because I never wanted to turn one sort of thing into my living. Do you know what I mean? Because if they go bust, I'm looking for similar than Anna. Do you know what I mean? So it's mostly about keeping all your avenues open, and that way, when you work that way, when you've got 5 different avenues where business is going to come to you from, what happens as well, you're going to come across other things. Like, for example, I came across a guy who does all these millers, every single miller in this country. Cash, his name is. He puts them on. So, but he hasn't got a website. He's been organising events for 25 years. So that's what we're creating for him now, a platform. And it's not his platform, it's our platform. We're going to go halves with him on all the events we set up together with him, right? So other avenues will open up when you are just in it, when you just start seeing people, the business. I'll tell you what, right? Like I said, look, man, I was a smackhead, right, 2.5, 3 years ago. The people I knew were totally different. And all of a sudden, when I got introduced to the business where, like, a couple of people got some jobs done, and then a few of their friends, they started, and when I went and started sitting with them and talking to them, things just rolled on and on and on. Do you know what I mean? Other people came, and that's something he needed, something she needed. You put a bit together for her, a bit together for him. They'll go talk to their people, they'll go talk to their people. And it wouldn't even be just about sales, it could be something totally different, but opportunities open up when you just make a move. Whatever the move is, you know what I mean? It doesn't even matter. You can't look at wins, losses and all that, right? Because you're going to lose in life. I'll be honest with you, look, red rabbit marketing, that's what I run, right? if this got shut down today, Red Rabbit Marketing, no more today, right? You know what I would say? I'd say, right, tomorrow I got an opportunity to do something different. You know what I mean? But today I knew what I'm going to do. I've got to come into the office, sit here, work. From tomorrow, it's even more exciting because I don't know what's around the corner. Do you know what I mean? And when you work towards that, it does help. It does help. And when we're talking about, look, you know, like I said, there's a website called 99 Designs, right? They do a lot of marketing themselves, but they give you a lot of information away free, right? So you can go on there and you can see most industries, their logos and their branding and their colors, and you can see what they've done, right? In all different industries, and it helps you choose even for yourself. But if you're going to turn it into a business, it helps. You know, believe you me, I've got 3 people so far who've made a business out of that, just out of branding, right? I've got a guy sat right across the room there, in that room, who works for us daytime. At night time, he basically does social media posts, right? So he pitches them, gets them, and he's, you know, making a living out of it. So really, you know what I mean, man, you've got to have a few avenues nowadays. You know what, if you've got a job that you do 9 to 5 or whatever it is, it's probably the worst way to work in this day and age. You know, biggest redistribution of wealth is happening now. Never ever has this distribution of wealth happened before. What's happening now? Redistribution. Do you know what I mean? And it's a lot to do with the digital world, right? So this redistribution, you got to be part, you got to be in it to see it, though, haven't you? And mostly it is going to be digital. You would be able to see it online, as we have for the last 5-6 years, you know what I mean? But it's about making that first move, man. It's about getting up tomorrow morning, right? And just phone whoever it is you phone, don't care, right? You can phone them out of this book, you can phone them out of your boards, you can phone them where the hell you like, you can phone them from back of the buses, you can get some leaflets are dropped through your letterbox every day, right? 20-30 leaflets are dropped through your letterbox. My mate does it, my mate's got a company that delivers GPS-based leaflets to your door. He says it himself, that nowadays, you know what I mean, these are not giving you what they were giving you 15 years ago, right? That especially with things like Facebook, right? People have got this certain attachment. It's not even going to show in figures yet. Nobody even knows about it yet, right? Nobody's studied these people to see what kind of association they've got with these platforms they're on. What kind of trust would they put in people who are selling things on those platforms? I know a girl who sells jewellery, you know, like fake Pandora jewellery, right? She gets it off online somewhere, Alibaba or whatever it is, right? She sells it from a door. Her neighbours actually come to her and said, are you drug dealing? Because that many people were knocking on the door for this jewellery, you know what I mean? 5 years ago, you couldn't do that. You could not physically do that because you couldn't put your stuff in front of enough people. Do you know what I mean? Now, whatever it is you got to sell, you can put that in front of people. So what's happened? That has just blown up into a lot of small businesses that are working with each other. A lot of small businesses that are working with each other and state with the public too, right? So these small businesses, they all need digital services, right? And it's not even that, okay, for example, I've got a business, right? I run it 8 hours a day, 9 hours a day. Have I got 50 hours to learn how to do this? Or would I rather pay you £300 to just make me, right, whatever it is I'm looking for, post? So that's what is happening out here. People have, you can talk yourself out of it. Oh, right, you know what I mean? That's wicked, that, man. You got it right, though. Do you know what I mean? So really, it's going to be up to you to do it. Do you know what I mean? You can't, business ain't going to come to you on its own. You're going to have to go get it, right? You're going to have to go get it one way or the other. It doesn't matter if it's digitally you acquire it. Doesn't matter you walk into places and acquire it. Whatever it is, you're going to have to do it. Or not. Do you know what I mean? There's always a choice not to do it. Do you know what I mean? I could go home today and just chill out as well. Do you know what I mean? But really, I'll probably be sat here till about 10, 11 o'clock tonight, just finishing off things, starting the next thing. You know what I mean? And the thing is, that's just how world is, you know what I mean? You get out what you put in it. It took me a bit longer to sort of understand that, you know, than most people. Some people get it pretty quick. It took me a lot longer. But really, so basically what we're saying, find out where you can get your customers from, right? multitude of avenues, right? So you got all the leaflets that come through your door, you got these yellow pages, you got these kind of phone books, right? You got buses that have advertisement on the back of them, you've got your local takeaways, right? 10 to a penny. You got your all these other local businesses that are out here. You can approach them 10 different ways, right? I would even say, look, you could really go this far. You could go online, right? Find somebody on Facebook who's looking to do this, right? And get them to go out and knock on doors for you, right? Let them knock on the doors for you. When they come back, then you just do it. I mean, it's the same. I tell you, windows, right? So people sell windows, yeah? You don't even have to buy the windows. You can go knock on 50 posh doors, sell windows, a company that doesn't even exist, then go and buy them from one of the cheapest ones. Do you know what I mean? So there's so many ways to bully or push your way into the business world. That's what it basically is. You know what I mean? You're finding gaps and just filling them, and there's a lot of them. This whole world was put together in about 250 years, right? You know, in 250 years, everybody put this world together. There's nothing here before that, really. Obviously, the world was here, but what I'm talking about is technology, the cars, the planes, and this, that. That world there was put into, you know what I mean? Well, how do you get things right in that much time? Obviously, there's holes. There's going to be a lot of holes within that you can fill. I have. Nothing I'm going to tell you is what I haven't done already. Do you know what I mean? Everything I'm telling you is something I've already done. You know what I mean? Already done, and not only done, actually probably got past that. I'm probably trying to do something different now, but 2.5 years ago it worked for me when I first started approaching people I mean, the main thing I was selling was billboards right in the beginning, right? You mean the economy, technology, infrastructure exactly that happened in... Yeah, just everything technological, right? Everything technological, all the advancements, the world you see around you, basically. You know what I mean? The world you see around you. It was put together maybe, not going to say 250 years, too much, man. It was probably put together in the last 100 years, most of what you see physically and what you deal with every day. And when that happens, it's not a great amount of time. When you look at the history of the world, it's nothing. So compare the two, and you can see there's obviously holes. Why wouldn't there be? Walaikum assalam, my brother. 25 years, bro. I started when I was 16. Stopped when I was 41, 42, coming on to 42, something like that. Basically an epiphany, bro. My best friend died, you know what I mean? He was on that stuff with me from about age 17, and then he stopped. He went to Pakistan, came back, and he stopped. So when he got back here, everything was good. He was clean, and then he got lung cancer out of nowhere. And you know how he got lung cancer? This will tell you. You know what I mean? If you think, I'll tell you that in a second, my bro. Well, made me try. I'll tell you that in a second. There's a big story behind that. But I'll tell you what happened. So this guy come back. He was all sober and everything. And you know what? This is how he got lung cancer. He got a bit dizzy, fell. Normal still though. I seen him next day, and he goes, you know what, bro? Yesterday, I'm gonna chukkar on this. He might dig me. I fell and that, right? So I go to him, all right. Well, when you go to the hospital? And he's like, oh no, I'm all right. The next day, fell again. Went to the hospital. Never came back out. 2 weeks he was in there, that's it, you know what I mean? So that's basically just showed me that, look, you know, that's going to happen to me as well one day. Your kids will always love you, you know what I mean? They love you, but they won't respect you. They'll only respect you for who and what you are. They love you regardless because you're a parent, you know what I mean? But they would like you for things, you know what I mean? So basically for who you are, they'll like you or love you for who you are, what you've achieved, you know what I mean? And that's right as well. So really, I didn't want to shame them no more, you know what I mean? I've seen it. So what made me start, bro? I came from Pakistan when I was about 14 with my mom. So when we got here, you know what I mean, she could hardly speak English, I couldn't speak English. They put us in a council estate. Where were they going to put us? I mean, we weren't going to be in a mansion somewhere. So they put us in a council estate in Middlesbrough, worst place to live, 4 or 5 years in a row. The area we lived in was a no-go zone for police. Every day you used to go out, you know what I mean, somebody's going to punch you in the mouth just for a laugh, you know. Then basically slowly, man, the only people that actually really wanted to know me were the ones who were on drugs, because they didn't have to speak much English to them or anything else. and that matters. So really, it's based on where you're at. Look, put it this way, when people say nature or nurture, 14 of my friends are dead. 14 of my friends who I grew up with are dead through drugs. You know what I mean? So it's a lot to do with where you are, who you grew up with, what's around you, and your environment and your situation. Yeah, you're right, my bro. You know what I mean? Family do. It depends. You know what, man? I'll tell you what, though. I'm going to talk about certain family, but there's one, my mum. Like I said, my dad passed away at 4. She brought me up all this time. And really, you know what I mean? I'm the one who's put it through shit all my life. All my life I put it through shit, you know what I mean? So this is the first time in my life for the last 3 years where I can sit there and look after her and put her pair or whatever you got to do. Do you know what I mean? Give it a bit of happiness, for a change. But other than that, bro, I'll be honest with you. I've only got a very small family here. I've got 2 cousins, both Matthias' sons, and you know what? We tight. Like when I say tight, we're tight. We live and die for each other. Always have. When I was on drugs, I'd usually went missing and I didn't see them. They used to look for me, try to find me. But you know what? This is my family. Other than that, bro, I've got no friends, got no family. I try to keep away from a lot of people, to be honest, my brother. Easier that way. Right, yeah, the kids will respect you, the position you hold, you're the father. My brother, but listen, you know what I mean, man? That's true, the position you hold, though, yeah, you're right, it's the position you hold. You can be, I've seen a lot of bad fathers, man, you know what I mean? I've seen fathers that you look at and you think, oh, fuck, you wish you didn't have one, you know what I mean? I've seen drunk fathers who chuck their kids at the walls and all sorts. So, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, people are people, aren't they, bro? So it just depends on them, right? To be loved and respected for who you are, the person you are. That's it, bro. Like I said, your kids will love you. You know what I mean? Because they love you, their father, they love you. But respect isn't the matter. You know what I mean? Respect is earned, even from your kids. You know what I mean? Nobody respects you just for nothing. They respect you for who or what you are or what or who you become. And right. There we go. There's one. मेरी माँ दी फुद्दी तेरी माँ दे थल्ले गुलाब दा फुल लगा है ओहदी दी भी फुद्दी है ना यार. Come on, man. Why are you even going to talk like that, right? Come on. Have you seen you? You look like a little baby. But you're not going to pull me in, mate, right? So I tell you what, you're probably on dole or something, I don't know. Only people who are negative in life, mate, I'll tell you this now. Only people who are negative in life are the ones who got fuck all going for them. Ever, I'll tell you, show me one negative person who's got something going for him in his life. Something going, why wouldn't you be pissed off? You're sat in your mum's attic, right? Can't move out, right? Sat in your mum's attic, she's probably making you parathe and all that, and you sat there dahin duhi na kha khoo ke bhੈਣ ਚੋ ਬੁੰਡ ਬੰਡ ਪਹੁੰਚ ਕੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਸੁਬਾਹ ਨੂੰ ਫੇਰ ਉੱਠ ਕੇ ਕੰਮ ਤੇ ਚਲਾ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੋਣਾ ਹਨਾ ਤੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਦਾ ਭੈਣ ਦੀ ਤੇਰੀ ਭੈਣ ਦੀ ਫੁੱਦੀ ਹੈ ਨਹੀਂ ਉਹਨੇ ਥੱਲੇ ਗੁਲਾਬ ਦਾ ਫੁੱਲ ਲਗਾਇਆ ਉਹਦੀ ਵੀ ਤਾਂ ਫੁੱਦੀ ਆ ਨਾ ਸਹੀ ਆ ਨਾ ਇਦਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਨਾ ਕਰ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਤੇਰੀਆਂ ਵੀ ਹੈ ਆ No, haven't got any mods. I don't even know what they are, but you can become one if you like. I don't even know what they are. Can somebody get this nonsense out of here somehow? Like, how do I chuck him out? I don't know. ਸ਼ਾਹਰੁਖ ਖਾਨ ਨੂੰ ਘਰ ਲੈ ਜਾ ਯਾਰ ਸ਼ਾਹਰੁਖ ਖਾਨ ਨੂੰ ਤੂੰ ਆਪਣੇ ਬਾਜੀਨਾਮਾ ਲਾ ਦੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਘਰ ਆਪਣੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਸ਼ਾਹਰੁਖ ਖਾਨ ਤੇਰਾ ਠੀਕ ਆ ਵੱਡਾ ਆਇਆ ਇੱਥੇ Do you know what I mean, bro? Look what we're talking about. Look, one guy has to come and put in with that. Like I said, that's what it is, though. You know what I mean? You're sat at home in your mum's attic, yeah? Busy as. And then you're looking around and there's a guy sat in his office. You know what I mean? The other day I showed you this, didn't I? Right, look. Let's see. Right? So, of course you're going to be done in me. Of course you're going to say all that shit to me, right? I put this together in 2.5 years. Not showing off, mate, because there's nothing to show off. I walked with the same swagger when I didn't have a penny, right? A nasty one to just come in and start swearing at me. I ain't even said nothing to you. Don't even know you, right? So you're going to come here and start talking about my sister, somebody you don't even know, you little numpty. Well, I've told you how that is, isn't it? Told you how that. ਤੇਰੀ ਭੈਣ ਦਾ ਫੁੱਦਾ ਹਾਂ ਤੇਰੀ ਭੈਣ ਦੇ ਥੱਲੇ ਗੁਲਾਬ ਜਾਮਣਾ ਲੱਗੀਆਂ ਹੋਈਆਂ ਦੋ ਹਨਾ ਕੁੜੀ ਜਾ ਵਿਆਹ ਤੇਰੀ ਭੈਣ ਦੇ ਥੱਲੇ ਵੀ ਫੁੱਦਾ ਹੀ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਆ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਚੈੱਕ ਕਰ ਉਂਗਲ ਉਂਗਲ ਪਾ ਲਾ Yeah, clicked on your name, bro. Add moderator, yeah, done that, brother. I'll leave him in, man. Leave him in. He's good, actually. He's good. You know what I mean? Can you imagine that? Somebody sat here talking about himself and this little nonsense. Oh, mate. You're wicked. Go and write some more. Yeah, of course you are, mate. Of course you are. Of course you are. Yeah, you're right there. ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਨਾ ਪੁੱਤ ਤੇ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਇਦਾਂ ਤੋੜਨਾ ਸੀ ਨਾ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਭੈਣ ਜੋ ਕਿਤੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਬਾਣ ਨਹੀਂ ਭੰਨੀ ਦਾ ਬਾਣ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਨਾ ਕਦੇ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਬਾਣ ਵਾਂਗੂ ਭੰਨਣਾ ਸੀ ਭੈਣ ਯੱਕਾ oh good they're just funny bro this you know they're just losers man it just shows you in it put it this way you know if I go through these lives I've got to feel real crap to go and say something to someone do you know what I mean negative out of nowhere I would only say that if I feel really bad about myself. Do you know what I mean? If deep down, like I said, probably sat in his mum's attic. You know what I mean? वो भी जुतियाँ जातियाँ मारदी होनी आ थले आ कर वो कर you know आ देख ला ले ले आ ले वाह जी वाह थोड़ा you know can't you just be a little bit more articulate brother and you know what I mean I get it you know be funny come on take the piss let's be funny take the piss out of me but make it funny though at least make it funny give us a bit of a laugh what's this theory do you know what I mean if I read this out तो तेनू ही जांदा ना if I'm saying तेरी तो तेरे ही वापस जांदा ना do you know what I mean एक ही गल होई तू कह देगा तो हो जाएगा मैं इत्थे बैठ के कह दूँ वो मैं महल च बैठा वो मैं इत्थे फकीन आ कर दिता मैं वो कर दिता मेरे को प्लेन आ गया आ जाना नहीं ना आना इदां ही मैं कह दूँ तेरी भैन दा छोला तो तेरी भैन दा छोला तो नहीं ना हो जाना that's all it is bro do you know what I mean तेरे कहण ना हो जाना हैं तेरे कहण ना हो जाना ਉਹ ਦੀਦਾ ਤੇਰਾ ਘਰ ਤੇਰੀ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੁਣਦਾ ਤੇਰੀ ਮਾਂ ਤੇਰੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੁਣਦੀ ਠੀਕ ਆ ਓਬਵੀਅਸਲੀ ਤਾਂ ਹੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਬੈਠਾ ਨਾ so come on say something funny make it witty you know what I mean get all your stops out pull all your stops out ask your mom for something she might have a witty comment ਉਹ ਹੀਰਾ ਮੰਡੀ 'ਚ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੋਣਾ ਨਾ ਉੱਥੇ ਕਾਫੀ ਚਲਾਉਂਦੀ ਹੋਣੀ ਹੈ ਸ਼ੁਗਲ ਮੇਲਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪੁੱਛ ਮਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਆਪਣੀ ਨੂੰ ਪੁੱਛ ਕਿ ਕੀ ਕਵਾਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਗੰਜੇ ਜਿਹੇ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਨੂੰ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਪੁੱਛ ਕੇ ਆ go I don't know bro I don't know चल ठीक है तस्वीर शाहरुख खान की लाई हुई है तेरा अपना मूँह ना उधर खब्बे टट्टे तो भी भैड़ा होना मैनू पता आपको गारंटी you know what I mean come on then खत्म बस इन्नी फूक सी फूक खत्म हो गई oh mate come on man I thought you'd have a bit more than that in here I forget him anyway, bro. But yeah, man, you know, so it's not even about... Look, I'll tell you something. When we talk about self-employment, it doesn't even have to be digital. You don't even have to look at this computer, okay? I'll tell you, like I said, so driveways, right? If you talk to 10 people... to JC College in Birmingham. No, I'm from Middlesbrough. You're right, they are trolls. No, I have not been to Birmingham. I'm from Middlesbrough, like up north, Newcastle that way. Yeah. So you know what, man? When you talk about self-employment, there's not even this you need. You just need a bit of balls. You just need to be able to go and be willing to knock on doors, talk to people. And you can do that with like £0, man. Like, you know what? You can phone 10, and I've done this too. You can phone 10 driveway companies around you, okay? And say to them, how much do you do a driveway for? If you ask them, they'll probably give you about 10% commission, right? For selling it for them. Even if they don't, find the cheapest one, put 10% on top, yeah? People go knock on doors every day, selling windows, selling driveways, roofs, this, that, and the other. Right, so why couldn't you take the best price, call yourself Compare Something Company, go knock on them doors, and when you sell one, pass it on to the company and you've made 20%, right? People do that. I didn't do it, but I went that far. I had a contract with them, but I just didn't go out and do it because the digital stuff was alright for me, you know. But yeah, there's always a way, there's always something you can do about it. But you know what, I tell you what, I'm going to leave it at this for this business part, right? That if anybody needs to know any more, you can ask me. And what I will do as well, just things I done, I'll make like a little bit of a longer video and just upload it to YouTube. So if somebody wants to watch it, they can go have a look. JC College is in Birmingham. No, yeah, I've just read that, haven't I, before? Yeah, he's Shah Rukh Khan's gone, hasn't he? Shah Rukh Khan's gone, hasn't he? But I swear, I mean, you know what, man, I don't even get this, why people go on and jump on and just start straight in with the sisters and the mothers, you know what I mean, man? Straight in with the sisters and the mothers, you know? Like, well, you ain't got a mother and you ain't got a sister, do you know what I mean? You've got all the same stuff I have, mate, you know what I mean? I can talk about yours and all. And I just did that as well, but you know, I'm not doing no more, mate. You know what I mean? It just got to me a little bit because people don't talk about my mother or my sister to my face, you know what I mean? And I've never been on here before on any of these channels, so it's a bit new to me. Do you know what I mean? Because if you said it to my face, do you know what I mean? ਹੋਰ ਗੱਲ ਹੋਣੀ ਹੈ ਟੋਟੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਮੈਂ ਘਰ ਭੇਜਣਾ ਪੁੱਤ ਕਸਮ ਹੱਥਾਂ ਨਾ ਹੋਵੇ. You know what I mean? You talk about my mother or my sister to my face. But you'll never do it. You'll never do it. But you in front of me, you'll be like a little bitch. I've seen loads like you. Do you know what I mean? You'll be like a little girl. Yeah? Yeah, you're right. Nothing else to do. You know what? That's such... Brother, that's exactly what it is. They got nothing going in their life at all. Because if you got something going in your life, you just wouldn't be negative about other people. Like I said to you, I've got a cousin who's a millionaire. And I was asking him, why do you help your friends and that? You know what I mean? Like somebody asked him for 30 grand and he borrowed them straight away. And I'm like, why? And he goes, Rajayan. Rajayan, da pata na? Tenu ta samajh aandi honi hai putta na? ਰੱਜਿਆ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਤੂੰ ਰੱਜਿਆ ਨੇ ਨਾ ਭੁੱਖ ਭੱਖ ਲੱਗੀ ਹੋਈ ਹੈ ਪਈ ਹੋਈ ਹੈ ਭੁੱਖ ਇਦਾਂ ਹੀ ਹੋਣਾ ਨਾ ਫਿਰ ਪੁੱਤਰ you know so that's what it's about, man. You know, when you're happy with stuff and yeah, when you're happy with stuff and things are going right in your life, you usually wouldn't do that. You wouldn't usually go on anybody's... I'm not even talking about you know, this TikTok. I'm just talking in life generally. You know, you'd be happy for people. Even if you know what, I see somebody and if I look at it and I think, you know what, you could do this better or you could do that better, I don't point it out, man. I just say good luck to you, man. At least you're trying, you know what I mean? At least you're trying, bro. Whoever you are, at least you're giving it a go. You're doing the best you can with the day you've got, do you know what I mean? That's all I'm trying to do, man. I'm just trying to do the best with the day I've already got, you know. And obviously that's not good enough for you, my brother. You've got to come on here and swear I'm a mother and sister who you don't even know. So, hey, you get them, don't you? You get them. Without you, life be no good, would it? How would we know there's good people in the world without you? Do you know what I mean? There's got to be assholes for us to know there's good people there too. Just how it is. Yes, Saj, my bro. Got you on Facebook there as well. Yes, my brother. If there's anything you guys want to, you know, I mean, it's only 2-3 years, but if anything you want to ask, man, you know what I mean, anything you want to know about anything, go right ahead, you know, discuss anything, I don't mind. And that's the main thing as well, man. I'm an open book too, you know what I mean, I hide nothing. I've talked about sexual abuse in my childhood, and the reason I do talk about that stuff as well, it's basically because if I don't talk about it, then I'm like hiding it, and I shouldn't hide it because it wasn't my fault. So under them lines, I talk about it. Yes, my bro. The long plan. Saja, coming to you, my brother. The long plan, my brother, is a bit actually going to sound crazy to you, right? Because if I told you 2.5 years ago that with holes in my clothes and I sat on the side of the road and I said to you, you know what, man, I think I'm going to open a marketing company and I'm going to start making websites, promotional videos, professional ones, and SEO and all that, you would laugh at me, bro. I would have laughed at me, why wouldn't you? You know what I mean? So if I tell you now that this year is going to give me my money for my family to live, my bache to live and all that, and then on top of that, basically what I want to do for myself is when I used to be young, at 16, 17, I used to work in an Indian takeaway, and only drug dealers will work in there because you had to fight every Saturday night, people wouldn't pay, it was accounts of the state, just rough as. From the chef down, everybody was just crazy, right? So I've got that written down as a show, right? So I've got 2 series of it, bit like Man Like My Bean, but a little rougher, right? So I want to bring that out. And you know what? You would see that on TV one day because I don't do things like that. Unless if I die, I can't help it, right? In the process, if I die, I can't help that, right? But if I don't die, you would see that series on TV. It's just how it is. So that's one of them. And the second one, my bro, I want to coach people and I want to get them to be happy, right? You know, I went on a lot of self-development programs through multinational companies. I was a district manager in Staples for a few years that I cleaned up in the middle. And when I was a district manager for Staples, they sent me on a £4,000 a day course with Penny Ferguson. It was Living Leader, they call it. That course is still big. I mean, all the top police chiefs went through it, military, MOD, top brass went through it. So when I went on that course, I see, now looking back on it, I think within my process, if you look here, I've got 30, 40 of these. These are like, bits of wallpaper, and on the back of it, I jotted down my process, how I stopped, how I got happy, what businesses I was going to open, all of that. That 2-part series I'm telling you is written on there, right? So it was a plan right from the beginning. So yeah, so that was the plan from the beginning. So my brother, turning point, you said, Serge? The turning point, my brother, definitely, there was 2 of them. One was my best friend dying, like I said to you, he had lung cancer, he passed away, nothing to do with drugs, and it just showed me my own, morality, here for long, man, and once you're gone, you're not coming back, right? So it's a few short years, 70, 80, whatever it is. When you look at the history of the world, it's a flash in the pan, man, a blip if we're lucky. It's a blip if we are lucky. That's what 70, 80 years are, right? So when I looked at that and I thought I've wasted it being under a cloud of something, Allah's given me this brain and these eyes and everything so I can see and experience this world, and I'm putting a cloud over it. It ain't fair. Now, my friend who died, bro, when I was bad and I was ill from not taking them drugs, I stopped heroin, Xanax, crack, ganja all in one day. One day I nearly died, man. All my hair went grey in a day, right, in a month. So, him getting that cancer and dying was a massive turning point for me. Another one was I used to know this guy, and he come and sat with me. This guy used to look at me and he used to talk to me funny, just like funny guy, just having a little laugh and all that. But once, man, he was looking at me like he's feeling sorry for me. You know what I mean? Feeling sorry, and I'm like, fucking punch me in the mouth if you want. Don't feel sorry for me. Do you know what I mean? But he obviously did. So that was a turning point in my life. Looking at them people, one guy's dead, 3 weeks later, nobody even remember who he was, man. You know what I mean? 2 years later, definitely nobody remembers who he was. Here, anyway, on this earth. You know what I mean? So you die twice a year, on this earth. You don't die once, you die twice on this earth, man. You die the day you die, when your body leaves. Second time you die is when somebody says your name for the last time on this earth. Because after that, the last time when somebody's spoken your name, you know more. Do you know what I mean? On this earth, you know more, right? After that. So that was a biggie for me to learn that. And I just wanted to extend the little bit of period within those 2, right? So that's why. So basically, I'll tell you what happened, man. I'll talk you through it. So basically, right, it was coming to a point when I couldn't stop. I remember one day I woke up, I was laid in bed, right, still asleep. I woke up, and next minute my legs moved out of the bed. I got out. I went, I scored some heroin, came home, and that's when I came around. So I'd done that, I went out, got it, and I'm sat there with heroin, and that's when I realised that, oh, fuck, I've done it again. And now I'm crying, going, what have you done again? What have you done again? You ain't going to do this again, you ain't going to... But here I was again, sat there, right? So, that's what you're dealing with, that power. You're fighting yourself. You know what I mean? You're fighting yourself. You're fighting somebody who's as clever as you, just as clever as you, because it is you, right? And that person's going to make excuse after excuse after excuse, and you're not even going to see it, that it's happening, right? You ain't going to see it. So that was a big turning point for me, where I stopped. Right. What led you to drug abuse? My brother, there's many, and I had to work that out. I had to look at that, right? And I had to work that out. It had something to do with some sexual abuse in my childhood. Right, I didn't feel like a man. When I was 17, 18, I was a drug dealer. I used to sit there with people. I had a gun. I used to take the 6 bullets out of it, leave one in, spin it, put it in my mouth, and play Russian roulette with myself in front of people. And I used to say to them, look at you, pussy, I'm the real man. I didn't feel like a man. I had to do shit to feel like a man when normal people just wouldn't even have to. Do you know what I mean? So when I look back at that at 41, I thought, that's not normal. Why was I doing that? Because of that, right? So how did I deal with that? I tell you what, my father passed away at 4, so I didn't really know a fatherly figure, somebody will protect you, look after you. So I basically tried to imagine what that would look like. Do you know what I mean? I imagined me walking around with a father who would be protective of me and nobody could do this. Then I took that same feeling to my first ever sexual experience I had in my head, and I put them two together, if you get what I mean. And if you don't, it's okay, because you know it's a long ass process. But yeah, it was that sort of thing, just to get a feeling of what it would have been like without those issues. Not just those issues, there were every other issue I dealt with the same way. Dealt with actual heroin, I dealt with this, man. I sat down and I looked at it and I thought, right, this is a very strong painkiller, I got to respect it, right? So strong, I got to respect it. And if one day I'm ill, I'm bad, I have an accident, I need some diamorphine in hospital, take it. But what has it got to do with my day to day? Why am I getting up? My mother, my wife, my sisters, they get up every day, they walk around, they don't need anything. Why do I need something that's going to, you know, change my mind? Why do I need that and they don't? These things will help me realize that I wasn't normal, that there was things going on that weren't right. So then psychologically I tried to put all them things right. Once I put them things right, bro, the rest was easy. Once I put them things right and I was getting up in the morning and I was happy with my day. Remember, this is a time when I got holes in my clothes, I got nothing. I'm a 41-year-old loser who likes to talk a lot. Yeah, who likes that? Do you know what I mean? Who likes loudmouth loser at 41? Nobody, man. Do you know what I mean? Nobody, right? So, you know, that's where it was at for me at that point. So then those little, those little things, after I dealt with them, then it took about 6 months for me to get my bearings a bit, right? To get my bearings a bit, about 6 months. You know what, my bro? You know, I'll tell you something. I knew, like I said, I was in this game from the age of 16, right, all the way up to 41. So, and I wasn't in it, like, you know, most of apne who sell drugs, right, I tell you how they sell it. They haven't got that much to do with it. They sell it to people in ounces and somebody goes and sells 10 bags to them, right? I sold to addicts at age 16, and then I became one of them. I used to sit with them, I used to chill with them. So I understand this game properly. I ever met maybe 5% people who were just spoiled who do it or that. Other than that, bro, other 95% are trying to mask something, trying to hide something. There's something behind it what they're trying to get rid of. You know, heroin's a really bad drug, you know, bro, if your life is good. You know, if you've got a good life and you're happy, it'll take the happiness away from you. It'll just make you flatline emotionally. So if you're feeling bad emotionally, again, it'll make you flatline. If you're feeling good emotionally, again, it'll make you flatline, right? So I wouldn't do it, but I'm just saying, if I had heroin today, I probably wouldn't like it, because my life's good, I'm happy with my day, do you know what I mean? So it wouldn't really interest me. Do you know what I mean? That's how what these drugs look like in that sense. No one looks why, and the causes too. You know what, man? I'll tell you what it is, bro, and this is what really pisses me off, actually. There's no votes in it, bro, right? There's no votes in it. As a person, right? As a politician, there's going to be no vote. I mean, who's going to vote? If I as a politician turned around and said, right, I'm going to make all the drugs legal, because really what I would do is
Yes, now Baldy.
Anji?
ਉਹ ਧਾਰੀ ਟਿੰਡ ਵਿੱਚ ਚਪੇਰ ਮਾਰਾ ਸਦੀ ਸਾਰੀ
ਚਪੇਲ ਮਾਰਨਾ ਬੋਲਣਾ ਤੇ ਸਿੱਖ ਲੈਣਾ ਪਹਿਲੂ ਕਿਤਨਾ ਤੋਤਲੀਆਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਕਰਨਾ ਮੈਂ ਤੂੰ ਮੂੰਹ ਤੇ ਦਿਖਾਣਾ ਆਪਣੇ ਕੰਜਰੀ ਦੇ ਮੂੰਹ ਤੇ ਦਿਖਾਣਾ You know what, I tell you what, anybody without a face, any of these anonymous hijabi boys, ਓਏ ਤੂੰ hijab ਕਰਨਾ, chuck them off, how do I chuck this nonsense off? ਆਪਣੇ ਛੋਟੇ ਛੋਟੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਕੋਲੋਂ ਵੀ ਗਾਲਾਂ ਕਢਾਓ, ਠੀਕ ਆ ਨਾ? ਕੰਜਰਖਾਨਾ ਪਾਇਆ ਆ ਤੁਸੀਂ, ਸਹੀ ਕੰਜਰੋ। ਹਾਂ ਕੁੱਚੀ ਬੋਲਣਾ ਤਾਂ ਸਿੱਖ ਲਾ, ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਮੂੰਹ ਖੋਲ ਕੇ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਨੀ ਤਾਂ ਸਿੱਖ ਲਾ। ਤੋਤ ਰਿਹਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਤੇ ਤੋਤਲਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਹੋਈਆਂ, ਮੈਂ ਤੇ ਛੋਟਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਮਸ਼ਹੂਰ ਜਿਹਾ ਬੱਚਾ, ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਨੀ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਹੈ। ਉਹ ਬੋਲਣਾ ਤਾਂ ਸਿੱਖ ਲਾ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ। ਟਿਕਟੋਕ ਤੇ ਆਉਣ ਦਾ ਬੜਾ ਸ਼ੌਕ ਆ ਤੈਨੂੰ, ਬੋਲਣਾ ਹੁਣ। ਕੁੜੀ ਆਵੇ ਆ ਟੁਆਉਣੀ ਭੈਣ ਦੀ, ਟੁਆਉਣੀ ਭੈਣ ਫੁੱਦੀ ਆ ਕਿਸੇ ਗਸ਼ਤੀ ਦੇ ਆ ਹੈ, ਆਪਣੇ ਵਰਗਾ ਹੀ ਸਮਝਿਆ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ, ਤੋਕ ਲਿਆ ਜਿਹਾ। ਉਹ ਪੁੱਤਰ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਬੰਨ ਕੇ ਕਿਤੇ 2 ਪਾਉਂਡ ਦਾ ਵੇਚ ਆਵਾਂ, ਤੂੰ ਕੀ ਆ? ਕੱਖ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਤੂੰ। That's better. It's just funny, man. All fun and games. Yeah, man. You know what I mean? You always get them. What the fuck, man? Get a life. You know what I mean? Learn to speak at least. You know, that's the thing. You know what? The other day I posted a video about this as well, right? It's so true. You know, people who are nasty and they want to have a go and they're always just having a go. They usually don't have any ability. You don't think that's God given? Do you know what I mean? 100% it is. God doesn't give them the ability to be nasty. You know what I mean? So really, inside they're nasty cunts, right? But out here they're like, oh man, that 20, because that's all they got. You know what I mean? No 20 money. That's all he could do, right? Why? You know what I mean? Because he's not articulate enough, can't formulate the sentence properly, and can't really talk. So you know what I mean, bro? You know, you think you're some kind of bad man, and you want to come and I'm here talking about my life. A couple of brothers here who want to know, who are interested, and you want to come on and you start going, oh, and I'm going to just take that shit from you. I'm not going to say anything back. You know what I mean? Got someone else coming. I'm not one of them, mate. You know. And if you think this bothers me, this doesn't bother me. It's finished. You know, I talked to you 2 seconds ago. Go on. You know, I don't take now seriously like that. It's done. Done with. Okay. Yeah, bro, I should have read this first, shouldn't I, guys? Eh? Cut them off. I'll do it. I think only you can't. He needs to cut them off. Bro, this is the first time I've gone live, so I don't even know what this is. You know what I mean? Or how this works. You know. I know, yeah, I mean, who's listening to that crap? I don't even get it. You know what I mean? Come on somebody's thing and go, you know, oh, मैं टिट्टनु पढ़ना टिट्टनु मैं टिट्टनु ओ टोटे की हुंदा है गल करना सिद्धि मूंह ना properly if you can. You know. I know, love. It's right, you're right. Why then do honesty negative people have nothing nice to say? Yeah, 100% bang on, right? They've got nothing nice to say, right? But the thing is, I just thought it was a bit of fun. You know what I mean? If it bothered me, I wouldn't do it. If it bothered me, I wouldn't do it. I just know I'm way more articulate than that little Doyle, you know what I mean? Especially when he started talking like that, when he was tone. Oh, Punjabi bani siddhi bola ki hunda va tone vich pai hui hai tu kaka jiya. Huh? Yes, my brother, that's probably a good description of what happened, you know what I mean? Yeah, you know what, my bro, as well, is, you know, when we say like hustle this, that, it's like, you know, a hustle is just like something that allows you to feed your kids and live, you know. I know a lot of drug dealers, good lads, right, just haven't got another way, do you know what I mean? They just don't think they have got another way, and they're just caught up in this thing where they just think that this is all they can do. There was a point when I thought that, you know, I thought this is all I can do. I'll tell you, somebody told me once, right, that he earned $2,000 a week as an electrician. I was so pissed off that when I was in school, nobody told me that. I was so angry that nobody told me I could have done that with my life. I could have built a career. You know, it didn't have to be electricity. It could have been someone else, but I didn't know you could even do that, right? So, you know, yeah, your life decision happened from the trauma you experienced, no judgment. Yes, Saja, you know what, my brother, that's what I think, right? I'm not saying 100%, it could be just that I'm an arsehole, right? I mean, I don't say I'm not, right? It could have been just that. I don't know what it was, bro. But whatever it was, I know this, that I wasn't happy every day. I wanted to die, I wanted to kill myself, I just wasn't happy. And I tried that in so many different ways. You know what I mean? I had 70-mile-an-hour accidents with bridges. I was sat there with fucking sleeping tablets one day. I mean, there's no really respect for my own life. Do you know what I mean, man? I didn't know how else to put that. There was no respect for my own life. Or anybody around me for that matter. You know? But from all this, you know what I mean? Like, there's probably 5 people who were really affected, That'll be my wife, my mother, and my 3 kids. You know what I mean? So either way, those are the 3 people who suffered one way or the other. You know what I mean? Either suffered or things got better for them, just depending on which period we're talking about. You know? But yeah, it's, you know what, man? I'm glad I'm sat here today talking to you guys, right? And custom, I'm giddy all the time. Yeah, this is me giddy, right? This is me giddy. I'm giddy all the time. I'm glad that God's given me another 2-3 breaths, man, that's enough for me. You know, that's a thankful thing. There's people who are not here, who haven't got the chance. You know what I mean? I've got the chance to look at this world, analyze, discuss it with you guys here, sit here and discuss it with you guys. You know, Socrates gave his life for that. Just for that freedom of speech, what we call it, right? His saying in court was that an unexamined life is not worth living, right? So we as humans in 2021, we've got all the freedom to examine ourselves and others. Look, that guy just tried to examine me 2 seconds ago, right? So we've got the chance and the right to examine each other, right? Put it out there and nobody's going to hurt you, right? So you've got to be giddy about that, right? That was one. Second thing, look, you could go to a supermarket. You could buy products today what queens and kings didn't have 200 years ago. You know, Queen Victoria was dying to have a mango, couldn't have a mango. It came from India 3 times and it got bad every single time. You can go into some Apple Dukan over there and go buy one now. You know what I mean? So you could be having a better life than Queen Victoria, right? What's there to complain about? You know? That's all it is. Well done for starting again. I've seen the effects of this firsthand. It destroys life. You know, unfortunately, a lot of us have. And when I say a lot of us, I'm not including myself. I'm talking about the Asian community, our community. A lot of us have seen this, and I'm talking about families here, by the way. And, you know, in a way, it's just become the norm. Like, you know, you talk about Asians happening one day, and you talk about heroin is synonymous. It's synonymous in selling anyway. And then, you know, in these northeast and these areas, it's a big epidemic, and you know, it obviously touches every community, every person, you know. But you know, I'm sorry to hear that you've been personally touched by it as well, because you know why, it ain't nice. It really isn't nice. It wasn't nice for my people. I try to make up for it every day, every single day. But I tell you why I sort of cleaned up as well. This is something I want you to take away, right, please. So you look at me, you sat here today, right? When you talk to me, you'll talk to me like a human, wouldn't you? Like a proper person, right? Because I'm sat here, you know, as a clean guy. But you know what? Please extend that to people who are sat on the road as well. You know what I mean? Extend that to people who've got nothing as well. Because the thing is, there's just circumstances, man. There's no good or bad people. It's just circumstances that bring us here, right? And that's up to us to respect. You know, Epstein had a lot of money. You know, that Epstein, that nonce, he had a lot of money. If it's about money, he had a lot of it, right? Was he a good person? You know what I mean? That's all we got to start looking at it. Nowadays, you know, people just judge you by what you got. And I swear to God, this thing, what I'm doing here, the thought was, let me beat you at your own game. Do you know what I mean? Because I knew you ain't going to respect me without the money, right? And that's what it looked like to me then. I've changed my mind a little bit now. I think the right people will respect you anyway, right? But at that time, what I seen was that without money, nobody's going to respect you. You know, and anyway, you know, that was true for me. Even Roman empires couldn't have certain fruits unless it was seasoned 100%, Saj. Yeah, that is so true, my brother. You know, so these are the people that you should look at now when we say they were the emperors and they were the rulers of this world. In a way, we're better off than them, right? So how can we complain, man? Ayan, thank you very much. Legend guy. Thank you, sir. Sorry to hear that. You know, it's just life in it, man. You know, life's good, bad, and the ugly experiences anyway, right? So, you know, when I say good, bad, or the ugly experiences, right? So I'll give you an example. Hello?
Hi.
Hey.
Hello.
Hi.
Yes. What are you at today?
What, sorry?
What are you doing today?
What am I doing today? Well, we're just having a chat about life, basically. Life, drug addiction, self-employment, all that.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, we try. So what you doing here today? Hey? There you go, gone, right? Yeah, so I'll give you an example, bro, right? Guys, so basically, right, when we talk about being, when we talk about, one second, guys, sorry, one second. Right, sorry about that. Right. Yeah, so, you know, I was 41 when that epiphany happened to me. 41. Now, I know people who are 43, 44 in the same place as me. right? So basically, those people, it doesn't make them any worse than me today. If you see them, I mean, it's hard not to think of them in that way, but really, it's not that, right? It's just circumstances, stuff that happen. Think about it, man. Anybody who grows up with two parents or one parent, there's a massive difference how you come up just within that. I've seen it in my friends. I've seen it in people around me. There's a massive difference, right? Just in that. So when you put this and everything else together, the circumstances that can happen to you, sometimes, look, people love each other, right? They're in relationships. They love each other. I've seen people commit suicide over that relationship going, right? So if suicide is something you can consider, right? Going on drugs is way less than that, right? Because you're still here. So that could happen to anybody. We all love somebody somewhere, right? Can you imagine having that shock? You wouldn't know, right? It can happen to anybody at any point. Anything can happen to anybody. Imagine walking out on the road and you have an accident and now you've got no legs or arms, right? So for me, I'm just grateful every morning that I'm here, right, personally. What I say about drug dealers, drug addicts, right, give them a chance still, man, right? Still give them a chance, because you know what? When I say give them a chance, give them no money, not a penny, right? If they're in your life as well, do not enable them, because that enabling doesn't help. Nobody helped me by giving me any money when I was on drugs. Just, it wouldn't be help, really, right? But other than that, encouragement, mentally, when I stopped, it was a mixture of me seeing my friend die, me seeing this guy feel pity on me, and me having a chat with another guy. Just a chat, 5-minute chat. Do you know what I mean? 5-minute chat. That's all it took. You know what I mean? So sometimes where this encouragement and everything's going to come from, you don't know. Do you know what I mean? You just don't know. Unexpected things happen in life, and they always will. I mean, I'll tell you one unexpected thing happened like an hour ago, 40 minutes ago. Somebody said to me on here, "You're my favourite trans TikToker." Do you know? Do you know what I mean? So that's the first time I've heard that about myself. Do you know what I mean? So a lot of shocking stuff can happen to us in life, man. And it's how you deal with it. It's how you deal with it. Yeah, areas. You know what, bro? I'll tell you something about what you're talking about here. Areas. So I grew up with certain friends who lived where I lived, right? 15 of them are dead today. Then you go a little bit out into where our schools were, the suburbs. As soon as you go there, those people are a little bit better off. There were a couple of associates we had there. They got better jobs. They had better confidence they spoke with. So it makes a massive difference where you live, who you hang about with, who you talk to, what you do. Really massive effects on you. It'll change your life. But I'll tell you this as well, though. Within all that, don't miss this. When you get to the age of 40, you should become your own person by then. Your upbringing and everything, yes, it's going to affect you. But around the age of 40, you should have seen enough in life to make your own mind up. You know what I mean? To make your own mind up. Troll, bro, bear of the money here. You're right there, bro. There certainly is. You know what I mean? There's a bear amount of the money here. But you know what, man? You want to come on, have a little laugh? I don't mind. You know what I mean? It's there's another thing. This is personally what I do. I never let myself get too happy. I never let myself get too sad. Never let myself get too angry. You've got to sort of flatline emotionally. You don't, I do. You know what I mean? I do better that way, right? I'm a very emotional person otherwise, right? So I take my emotions very seriously. But this is the only way I keep myself on an evil keel. I tell you what, when I bought my car, right? Now think about it, man. I was a guy with holes in my clothes. In a year and a half, I bought a 30 grand BM. I should have been really chuffed, right? But I wasn't. I went out, I got in it, my kids got in it, and the first thing I said to them was, you know what, it's here, enjoy it, we can go tomorrow. You know what I mean? These things are not permanent. These physical states of things and goods are not permanent. Do you know what I mean? And take them like that. If that car was taken off me today, it wouldn't bother me. But I know a lot of people who got nice cars, and if they were taken off them, they probably wouldn't even be the same people no more. Seriously. Do Do you know what I mean? I used to walk out of my Punto with the same swagger I get out of my BM. It's the person in that, right? It's not the BM and it's not the Punto, and it's the person who's getting out of that. You're going to have to speak up for yourself when you get out of that car anyway. That car will only take you so far. After that, your own personality is going to have to take over, isn't it? You know what I mean? So, therefore, why not just go with that in the first place? Congratulations. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir. You know what, my bro, so you're saying you're doing a great job talking about addiction. I'll be honest with you, bro, when I started, I had this conversation with my wife at home too. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to talk about addiction, do you know what I mean? Because look, my business and everything, it can only hurt me by people knowing that about my past, right? Couldn't help me any, right? As a business guy, couldn't help me any, it could only hurt me. That was one. Second thing, I find it embarrassing. Do you know what I mean? The person I am today, I find it embarrassing that I was who I was, right? So looking at it from that standpoint, I'd rather not talk about it. I swear to God, right? And I'd rather not even say anything about addiction at all. I'd rather talk about just self-employment, how to open something for yourself and how to make something out of nothing, you know what I mean? And you can do that 50 different ways all day long, right? Now, Middlesbrough, right, my brother? Yeah. Oldham, no. My family lived in Huddersfield before, though, when we were here before. You know me, my brother, bro. You know what? You probably do. I can't even see your picture from here, my bro, because it's my screen's a little bit dark. Trying to preserve the battery a bit. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, so you know what I mean, man. So that's how I sort of look at this this life thing, man. That is a very short little thing. It's boom, flash in a pan, boom, right? So whatever it is, each day has to make me happy, because far as I know, this probably is the only day I'm going to live, right? So I'll probably be dead tomorrow morning. I was that guy, man. I was a people pleaser as well, right? So, you know, if I had a job to do for somebody, I would do it to such a standard. Like, I would try to give them bells and whistles and everything else with it, right? I just was that kind of guy, right? I just like to please people, and I've had to stop that. I've had to look at that, recognize it, and make changes, right? So, you know, sometimes the best thing you could do as a billionaire or a millionaire is to, or even just any guy, is to sit there and analyze yourself so far, analyze what you've lived so far, compare it to when you're going to be on your deathbed, and see which one of what bits of this life actually matters to you then. Do you know what I mean? And if it doesn't matter to you, then drop it now and start doing things that might matter to you later. Do you know what I mean? Find them things that might matter to you later. It's hard, bro. Stick to it. My brother, you know what? For me, it's a done deal. There's no going back or nothing. You know what I mean? I don't call myself a recovering addict. I called myself a recovered addict 3 years ago. The day I stopped, I was done with it. Actually, 3 months in, I went and done a one-off just to make sure that it was right. And the next day, I got up. 3 years later, I'm still sat here, yeah? So yeah, it's 100%. I hate that AA bullshit and all that, right? If it works for you, fantastic. But think about this: it's a 70-year-old program. 70-year-old program, right? It's a 70-year-old program that's telling you, first thing it says is you're no good. You're going to have to give in to the higher power than you, because you're no good, right? There's one. And then it goes on to tell you about making amends with people that you might have wronged 50 years ago. So there's a lot there that isn't really, you know what I mean? It's not for me. I don't do that. I'm a high octane person. I need to keep myself occupied, as you said, my brother. So, you know, what I need is something to do, which is more than 8-9 hours a day. The results may be not guaranteed. I like a bit of risk. I like to see all that. So, you know, it's just different people. Okay, nice speaking to you. You know, nice seeing you here as well. Thank you very much, everybody. You know, who's been here. Just it's my first time on here ever. Do you know what I mean? Oh, I know you too. Only a joke. Wait, I hope you know me, because you're my fucking wife, right? Do you know what I mean? So I hope you know me. That's true as well. Right. So, you know what, man? It's only 3 of you. Well, it's only 2 of you now. One's my wife and one's a friend of mine. So, I tell you what we're going to do. We'll probably wrap it up, unless, you know, Mike Knight wants to say something. You know, I mean, if somebody wants to say something, say, oh, we're going to wrap it up, man, you know. And like I said, I'm here still. I will upload a couple of hour things to YouTube, so you can watch that at your own leisure later on. Oh my God, now I ain't going nowhere, bro, because you've asked about that. You know what I mean? That's going to take a while. My bro, I bloody hate it. And it's not the crypto I hate, right? It's not the crypto I hate. I hate the people who are trying to sell you it. I hate the people who are trying to say to you, here's a platform, go on in and invest £1,000, invest £2,000. Because none of that's true. The mining happens, right? All that is right. And people have made a lot of money out of it. You know, I am love, I'm not going to be long now, I'm nearly done, right? Gotta go talk to you on TikTok, you can just phone me, right? So, yeah, what was I going to say? Shit, crypto, right? Yeah, so, you know, crypto is basically, I hate it just by that fact that it's a lot of people who don't know anything about it are going to end up putting money in it and maybe losing, you know what I mean? So that's what I don't like about that, because, you know, it's normal, everyday people who are going to suffer. Do you know what I mean? And they will suffer, because think about it, you know, somebody who's created a platform, only person who's going to benefit from that is the guy who owns that platform. Do you know what I mean? No, it ain't going to be me or you. They're just pulling us in to get some money out of us, right? So I think crypto is probably been, you know, for big money, probably been missed by about 5 years. Now, yeah, it's going to be just like another investment. You know, it's going to be just like another investment. But I tell you my rule, I had one rule to this actually. I should have said this earlier. So I opened a shop in Chesterley Street. So I was a district manager in Staples. And, you know, for some reason it wasn't enough for me, like a Doyle. I went and opened my own shop on a high street, right? So me and another guy, another manager from Staples, went and opened the shop on high street. Cost us like 100 grand to set it up. Lost a lot of money in it. So by the end, by the time that finished, you know, we lost 100 grand between me and him. He tried to commit suicide. His daughter found him and, you know, pulled him off, and he fell in his garage, but he didn't die. And then, you know, I didn't know where else to turn, man. I only knew drugs, so I got back onto them. Right. So when I got clean and I wanted to open a business, the biggest thing to me was that I don't start something that I might be emotionally attached with again. You know what I mean? I want no emotional attachment. So that's why today, why I said right in the beginning, if Red Rabbit Marketing finishes today, I'll be excited that what new things I'm going to do tomorrow, right? So it's basically a bit like that, you know. There is no good, bad or the ugly. All of it is about the same, because bad things that happen to you turn into lessons. Good things that happen to you, you probably enjoy them too much. So when bad things happen, you don't like them as much. So, you know, it's hard to judge what's what. People live their life like a game of chess, head on, boom, 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 fight, fight, fight. You know what I mean? Life's not like that. Wins are not always wins, and losses are not always losses. You know what I mean? If you know what I mean? And there is situations like that in life. For example, I lost that shop, yeah? I lost that shop. So now I could sit there and think that's a big loss. But look what I got out of it. I'm earning more money today than I was as a district manager then, right? So really, was that a loss? I'll give you another one. The last time I touched any sleeping tablets or ganja was 2.5, nearly 3 years ago. And what happened, I was driving, I got pulled, and I was on so many sleeping tablets. When I got out of the car, I fell on top of the copper, like fell on top of him. He picked me up and they locked me up. When I got out, I didn't remember where they arrested me from. It took me 2 days to find my car, right? Long story short, I got banned. I got a year ban. It's a bad thing, innit? You would look at that and you go, ooh, that's a bad thing. I would as well, right? It's a bad thing that I've got banned. Now, I haven't got a car, my business won't work, right? But I'll tell you what I done. I thought, I got banned today, same day. I thought from today on, I'm going to never ever have another sleeping tablet. I'm never ever going to have another joint. So a year later, when my ban's over, now I'll be a year clean from ganja, I'll be a year clean from tablets. Would that be a good thing or a bad thing? And I did that. I got there a year later. I got my license back, but now I was clean from tablets and ganja. So when that happened, I was like, oh, wicked, yeah, thank God for banning me, right? You can turn anything into anything, negative, positive. You know what I mean? It's up to you, right? Saj, thank you very much, my brother, for being the moderator and giving me a hand. Without you, my brother, I don't think I would have got through this. You know, I probably would have bailed ages ago. So, thank you, my bro. You know what I mean? Let's do this again, man. You know what I mean? Let's do this again another day. And you know, let's have a chat. Yeah? Is everybody alright? Anybody got any questions? Anything like that? I say everybody. 3 years. Yeah, thank you, Saj, man. It was really nice, bro. Nice having you here today, man. You keep in touch, my bro, you know what I mean? Shouts up you too, my brother. Nice talking to you guys, yeah? Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Assalamu alaikum.